It's been a while. So a whole bunch of stuff has happened. I finished the bus, got all the electrical working and everything, and then I had a fabulous trip to the West Coast. I lived in her for about 2 months. It was really wonderful. I had a great time. Stuff, of course, happened because that's what schoolie life is like, but it was great. I've had a great time with Fanny, but we're moving. We're moving to Costa Rica. So I gotta let her go. So I'm hoping somebody else will take her into their hearts and have a life transforming journey with her like I did. So let me give you a tour of the bus. Here she is in all her glory. She's blue. She's 25 feet long. She's about 11 feet high if you count the solar panels. There are 6 solar panels up there. One of them is broken, so really there are only 5 good solar panels. I ran into somebody's roof. The solar system isn't currently working, but you could either get it working or you could sell the parts and get something for them. So her locking system is actually pretty simple, but like I said, I was all over the place and didn't have any problem with it. So what we have just a padlock on a little string, and it seemed to work, kept her nice and safe even when we were in cities. Here's the entrance. She's got a nice handrail on the side so that you can walk up. The seat is nice and comfortable. I put extensions on the pedals because I'm short, but those could easily come off if someone was taller. There's a shelf over the driver's seat that has bins on it so that nothing will fall out. All right, here she is. That's the passenger seat. It's got a seat belt, and then there's a storage cabinet with this lovely cutting board on it that says in Braille ABC, in an homage to her school bus days. And we have a sink. The sink is functional. I'll talk more about that later. The couch folds out into another full bed, although it does take up most of the room in here if you fold it out. She's got a working stove. Stove for an oven. I was using my air fryer. I'm going to take that with me. So I have a little toaster oven there. And the fridge, there will be a microwave. Right now I'm using it. There's a double bed. It's actually a queen. I expanded it to be a queen. There are curtains that go along the back and along the sides. She's got a lot of storage space up above and then under the couch and under the bed. If you look down here, you can see the hot water heater. And then there's a water tank down there. And then there's more storage room under here. I've got bins for that. I just don't have them in place right now. There's a pantry down here, and we've got the netting so that nothing falls out. Here's the shower, which works. It's a tight shower. It's tight. So I thought of it as an emergency shower. There's some storage back here. And actually the shower serves as storage too. I often put the heater in it or the hose for the black water, that sort of thing. Lots of things can be transported in there. And here's the toilet. It's a composting toilet, although of course really that just means that you're emptying it on a regular basis. So there's in the back, you're ready for some sawdust and poop, and then there's a urine separator that goes out into a jug in front, and you just empty the jug, and you pull out the poop, and it all works great. There's there's really no smell if you put a little vinegar on top of the pee and some sawdust on top of the poop. Worked great. Here's the front. She drives great. She doesn't go very fast. The mechanic that I talked to suggested not going over 21,000 RP or 2100, I guess, RPMs, and that the engine would last forever if I did that. What that functionally means is you're going about 55 on the highway. So she's not booking it, but it was fine. It was fine. So right now the solar isn't working. One of the panels is broken because I banged into something. And then when I was in Wyoming, the controller flew off the wall at a particularly bumpy road. And so the controller doesn't work, and they're possibly the inverter. I don't know. 3 of the batteries are great. 1 is not great. And so currently I have it rewired so that it can be just like a plug-in camper. So right now we're bypassing the solar system entirely. What that meant when I was traveling is that about half my trip I had solar. The other half of the trip I didn't have solar, but it was okay, and I was able to boondock, and here's how I'll tell you how. I carried water with me so that I had plenty of water to drink and to use for whatever. And then I would just put ice in the bottom of the refrigerator, and it became a giant cooler. And so I was able to go a couple of days boondocking without any kind of electricity. And then I would go plug in. And when I plugged in, then the electricity goes on. We have lights. We have the stove and the refrigerator and the water pump and the hot water heater. All of that works when it's plugged in. Unfortunately, right now I'm not plugged in, so I can't show you, but it does work. We have several outlets on the right-hand side of the bus, not on the left-hand side, but it's okay. I ended up storing my laptop down here, and then I would plug it in and I would take it out and be able to use it that way. So the bus was really functional even without power. But, it just means you go to bed earlier. Okay, here's what's going on in the garage. The whole bus runs on just a basic household circuit, normal circuitry. So it runs into this circuit panel, and when the solar's working, there's an inverter and there's some batteries. The battery area is right back there. I haven't put them back in. And we also have this breaker. So the electricity can come in from an external source. Right now, I have it patched through so that it doesn't go into the inverter. It just goes straight to the electrical panel, but that would be a relatively easy fix for somebody who knew what they were doing. And you can see here's the external plug, and that just plugs in. You saw the cord in the garage, and that just plugs into a regular RV outlet. Here's the water entrance. So you just unlock that, and you can put water into the tank. Right now it's too cold to do that, so we're not doing that. And here are the batteries. I just put them back in the bus without putting them in. But as I said, 3 of them are good. 1 of them isn't. And the bus comes with a lithium battery charger so that people can charge up the batteries. Here's the cord for plugging in, and here's the freshwater hose for adding water into the bus. Okay, what's under the bus? Well, this is it's a black water tank, but it's really a gray water tank because that's all that's going in. So that's the water that you can dump out, the wastewater you can dump out. And then on the other side, there are 2 propane tanks underneath that can be hooked up to the buddy heater. And there's a long, buddy heater has a long hose, and then which can then go up through that little hole, so you can close the door and be nice and toasty inside. That said, it doesn't get all that toasty in here in the winter. She's kind of a summertime girl, or a warm weather. She's kind of a warm weather girl. There's the guts of her. It is a T444E engine, a really good engine. Works great. She's diesel. Pretty good tires. I can give you a look around. All the tires are in pretty good shape. That first one is new, but even the older ones are fine. You can see they all look about the same, but so I'll just show you this one. But there you go. With a quarter, you can see that it's got a nice amount of tread still. Pluses and minuses to Fanny. So, the pluses are she's really comfortable, and I think she's pretty cute, and she's just fun to live in. And it's really fun because people smile at you. They love seeing you. And I found her really comfortable. The bed is super comfortable, and yeah, she's easy to live in. She also is mechanically really sound. She's got a new transmission because my transmission went out. So she's got a brand new, well, new to her transmission, and that should last forever. When I had the transmission done, the mechanic said that it was a great engine and he loved it, and he thought it would last forever. He was really kind of rhapsodic about the engine. The minuses really are just that the solar system isn't working. So that's pretty much it. And and she's definitely home done. She looks like somebody made her who wasn't a professional carpenter, that's for sure. But I think that's also part of her charm. Anyway, I think you'd love her. I can't tell you how much I have loved living and traveling in this bus. And I'm pretty heartbroken to let her go. But I think that she needs to be someone else's life transforming bus now. Good morning. I'm at a little campground, and I slept so well last night. It was super quiet, even though it's the weekend coming up. But nobody was here, or not very many people were here on a Thursday night. And now I'm making myself a nice cup of coffee and gonna start out the day. The bus worked great. We as you can see, the lights work. I'm all plugged in, and yeah, it's nice.